mess with guys who don't eat kitty kitty meow meow, because one time I went out with this guy who was a promoter, and he was like, "Hey, I want to take you out on a date," and I was like, "Cool, that's what's up." So I had him meet me at the Jaspers in Largo because I don't like people trying to come to my house because I'm a thief. And so he met me at Jaspers, and when we go to Jaspers, I was like, "Okay, where do you want to go?" And he was like, "Oh, I want to go to the spot in College Park." So we go to College Park, and the spot is really his house. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't mind it because I'm ovulating and I'm feeling like a dog at this point. So we get into his room, and we're chilling, we're touching and everything like that. So I lean back so he can start eating kitty kitty meow meow, and he was like, "Oh no, I don't do that unless you're my girl." So I'm instantly turned off and I'm annoyed. So I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go home." And he's like, "Oh, all right, like hold on." And he goes into the next room, and then when I look to my right, I peep that there's a whole bunch of money because he's a little fake promoter. So I decide to take a stack of money that's off the top, put it in my purse, and I just leave his apartment, and I start booking it because the apartment, the way it was shaped, the building, the way it was shaped, it was like it was locked unless somebody let you down or whatever. But I took the steps and then somebody let me out. So then I started booking it all the way to a hotel that was like up at the corner. And then I called an Uber from there, and I got home, and then he texted me and was like, "Oh, you arrived for that, for leaving." And then he texted me a little bit later and was like, "Hey, did you take some money from my house?" And I didn't say anything. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just check the cameras." So then I blocked him, and then he texted me from a text now number, and he was like, "You just told on yourself. I don't even have cameras, but that's how I know you did it, and that's why I'm gonna get somebody to come f you up." But I was like, "Find me," and I knew he wasn't gonna be able to find me. So then 2 weeks later, I go on a new date, and I have the guy meet me at Jasper's, and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go to this cute little quick kickback." We go to the kickback, and then lo and behold, he knows the guy, or they're in the same circle. So the little promoter is there, and so he starts spazzing on me or whatever. And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh," like acting like I don't know this guy. I'm like, "Someone please get this black guy away from me. I'm so scared." I'm trying to pull the whole light skin in distress type situation, and it totally worked because the guy I was with was like, "Oh, he tripping." So the dude grabs my purse, but lo and behold, that was my favorite rainbow purse, and it had nothing but my rainbow lip gloss and an ID that was expired. And so he's just like, yeah, like he just snatched the purse thinking I would have money in it, but I never carry money when I go on a date because why would I? So I'm just crying, and I'm like, "Let's leave, let's leave." So I get the guy to leave, and he's like, "What was that about?" And I was like, "That's the guy that's been stalking me, and I'm so upset because I had my money in there. You remember I was supposed to go to the bank?" So I'm trying to like low-key gaslight this man and make him remember that I told him I needed to go to the bank before I date, which I did say that, but I had already went to the bank. So he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh my God, I need that money for my son. I can't believe he has that. Can you go back and fight on my honor?" So the guy was low-key a scary person. So he was like, "Nah," but he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna help you out." So he goes to the ATM, and then he comes back with a measly $600, and he was like, "This is all I got." So I'm just like, "Oh man, I guess I'll make it work. I'm gonna figure something out." So I just start bawling, crying. So he felt bad. So I didn't even want him to touch me. So he was like, "Where can I drop you off at?" I was like, "Hey, take me home." Low key, it wasn't my house. It was another guy's house that I really liked, and I was gonna go chill with him. So he dropped me off at the other guy's house, and I go there and I have fun. And then I wake up to like text messages of the guys like, "Yo, you're a lying ass bitch," all this stuff. And he was like, "Bro, I'm gonna come up there and I'm gonna beat you up," all this stuff. And I was like, "Catch me if you can," LOL, because they were just going to go to the other guy's house. They weren't even coming to my house. So then I just went back home, and then they kept like texting my phone, and I blocked them both. But then they started texting me from text now numbers, and I was just like, "Leave me alone. I don't know either of you Negroes." And then the other promoter guy started texting me, and I was just like, "Well, this wouldn't never happen if you eat kitty kitty meow meow." So yeah, that's why I don't like guys who don't eat kitty kitty meow meow, because they're crazy.
Alrighty then, let's talk. This story, I seen it on MTR, shout out to Media Tutorial and Reviews. Uh, like a lot of them, I feel like when they do they stories or they do these compilation videos, I think a lot of times they have really good videos that they just make a part of the video that should be a video. You kind of see what I'm saying? And this should have been a video. This should have been its own video in itself. And that's how I feel. I just think when they do those compilation videos, they skip over a lot of videos that should be the star of the video. I think that should be the talking point. And this one is the talking point. And if you ain't never been to Atlanta, you thought about moving to Atlanta or nothing like that, it is horrible. These are the type, the women will complain about the men, but women are out there in Atlanta and, like this, scamming. And you can say, oh, maybe she lying, if she lying, but I know personally it's bitches like this in Atlanta. You know, it's women like this. I'd have been knocking down chicks and they was like, yeah, you know, this guy gave me $100 to do this and I took his $100 and I ran off and I know that's how they get down. That's why I be telling y'all, man, tricks is for kids, bro. Tricks is for kids. When them dudes be tricking, bro, they don't tell you about all the L's they take, bro. They take hella L's, the clinic. You know, they take hella L's. Some bitches running off with their money, stealing their money off the nightstand, sending niggas to rob them. That's what I always preach. I'm the only nigga on the internet preach this shit, bro, that I see. And I watch a lot of them brothers that tell y'all, don't let bitches come to your house unless you vet them. Do a background check. I search the social media. I search the phone number. I want to know as much as possible before I get. I saw this chick. This bitch had a record, and she worked at the VA. You know, she alluded to it, but I'm like, I know you can't be around me hostile at all. You gotta go. So that's why I be telling y'all, bro. Like I be telling y'all. Y'all be just so open. I heard brother BOA say, yeah, the first day the chick come to my house and cook it for me. Nah, you gotta earn the right to allow bitches to come to your house. You have to earn the right. You shouldn't even let bitches come to your house. A woman has to earn the right to be in your domain. That's why they always just talk about the very small parts of dating. You have to vet these women, bro. Y'all look at women as a beautiful truth, and a lot of times they're a beautiful lie. So it's a lot of chicks like this in Atlanta. They make bad, they get over on niggas, they rob niggas, you know, they take niggas' kindness for weakness instead of, you know, just trying to get with them and be a wholesome woman. And even if she was a hoe, turn her life over to God and be a woman of God and be under his leadership. They don't do that. They so far burnt out in the game that they don't think it's catch up. So when they see a woman and they find out she fried or she burned or she got popped up or she got clapped up and sent up to the upper room, then, oh man, black men don't protect black women, and you know, see what they, nah, you was a trifling hoe. For a man or anybody to have to, you know, do some of the heinous things you see be done to women, like you have to do some trifling shit, and they out here robbing, they out here stealing. I always talked to somebody and they was like, yeah, my sisters used to rob and tie dudes up in a hotel room and rob them and run off on them. This is prevalent, bro. Sex workers, like y'all be dealing with sex workers and they want protection and we human. No, y'all are trifling. Y'all are criminals too. Not just slanging the wop or slanging the box. Y'all are criminals to the point where y'all steal from these men. Y'all steal their credit cards. Did y'all see The Wire when Officer Colvin, he retired from the force, where they made him force him into early retirement from the force, and because remember he created Amsterdam, where he made it a legal area for them to slang crack and slang drugs in the area, and the crime rate went down, and then, you know, somebody dimed him out, and then he went to go be a security. Somebody hooked him up with a security job, like high security, like in the hotels. And the man was beating on the woman, because the prostitute stole the money from the John at the hotel. Y'all remember that episode in The Wire? And they basically they got mad and fired him. Yeah, they got mad and fired him he got mad and quit because he wasn't going for it because the man beat him. And he was like, so they wanted to press the charges on the woman, or they want the woman to get her money back. He wanted to press charges on the man for beating on the hoe. And they was like, no, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, oh, this morally fucked up. I don't want nothing to do with this job. So then he got a job. The pastor got him a job working in the school, and that's how he met Weebay son and shit. This lazy ass nigga, man. Sorry. That's how he met Weebay son and shit. You know? But yeah, like that's what they think. Like they think that their behavior, you know, they bad behavior shouldn't go unchecked. They think they make videos, even if it's a parody or she telling the truth, they make videos like this because they don't understand consequences. I make another reference. If you ever seen the movie Coach Carter, even though I got in touch with some guys who wanted to get in touch with a guy I knew, and they wanted me to, I said, here go this nigga number right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, his number right here. This ain't got shit to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna cut me in on the deal? And he's like, I don't want to be just calling, like, but they had the real Coach Carter story. I think they ended up putting it out independently. And he was like, no, in a part of Coach Carter, he was saying that, one of their defenses was named after Delilah. And he was talking about, him and Delilah got in trouble and she finessed her way out of trouble and he got a whooping. Women don't get consequences, bro. They don't get the consequences that men get. That's why men understand, the men that was raised the correct way, they understand it's consequences for your actions. You know what I'm saying? We get it. When we do something bad or we do something outside our financial means, we understand that it's consequences to our actions. Women don't. Because they can spread their legs open and get out of it. They got a daddy, they got a mama. They feel like they can commit crime and not get the time that a man would get. Or I talked about the woman on the main channel who got caught for robbing multiple guys she was tricking with. And they gave her a slap on the wrist. And she smiled in the mugshot, no remorse. So this whole story with her, and she lied or I cried and said I didn't know. This is how women lie. This is why I don't believe when they put these microphones in front of these women's faces. I don't believe shit they got to say. When they put these microphones in front of these women's faces on these podcasts, they fucking lie. So what's the point? They don't learn nothing from it. They sit up there and they lie on it's just there to make them look stupid. And this is what they be saying. And that's why when something happened to a woman or a dude do something, it's, what the man do or the woman do something. The man must, no, it's these women and they know these women. Every woman know a bitch that's bad. Every woman know a chick that's bad, that lie. There's another video I did. I did it on this channel. I think it was video. And it was a lady that said her friend went out on the other date with a guy. Got him drunk, slept with him. He was one of them dudes that had fun with. She met a guy that came correct. And she was like, he did everything correct. She was like, I think the other guy grape sodaed me. I think he took it from me. She was like, no. You told me what happened and you slept with him. Willingly, he was drunk. And she was trying to say, because the other guy did it the right way and treated her like a queen, the other guy must have took it from her. I'm telling y'all, they be lying, bro. When I hear a woman that doesn't have a track record with me make accusations, I believe it as a lie. Or I need to hear the other side of the story. I lied and I act like I didn't know him. I stole the money because he didn't eat the box. Like at the end of the day, well, if he ate my box, this wouldn't happen. And this is why I say you don't allow women into your space, your personal space. He tripped out on her. Then she was with another guy. And then, she played a victim. Then went to another nigga house that he didn't have to give her no money. No, women in Atlanta are the problem. The women are the problem. Now, I ain't gonna say the men ain't DL and all that, bro. The women DL in Atlanta. But the women are the problem. They are a part of the problem. And at the end of the day, when you see her slanged up in a trash can and chopped up, she deserved it. Flat out. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description, follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. It's the best way you can help me out. Peace.